So Donald Trump is spending the last few weeks of the election, he's spending this Tuesday morning attacking Dr. Anthony Fauci on Twitter with his tweets on Twitter, all because Fauci clarified a misleading ad that implied he was endorsing Trump or Trump's approach to COVID / the coronavirus, when that's not true, right? And so Donald Trump this morning on Twitter said basically, actually, Tony's pitching arm is far more accurate than his prognostications. And then he rips Dr. Fauci for backing lockdowns. He rips him for flip-flopping on masks, supposedly, and says that, actually, it's me, Donald Trump, that saved 2 million lives in this country, basically implying that it's a good thing that Trump hasn't really listened to Fauci because Fauci has been wrong when it mattered. And that's not true. It really isn't. But the point here is Donald Trump, in an election he's losing, is attacking one of the more trusted public officials right now in the United States. And he's especially trusted by people that aren't currently voting for Trump. And so if Trump wants to expand his voting base, he needs to maybe stop attacking and smearing a man that a lot of people trust to handle this virus. Now, again, I want to play you a clip because this is Dr. Fauci explaining what was wrong with that ad and explaining how it was deeply inappropriate. I'm going to play that for you. It's from CNN yesterday.
I do have to ask you about this Trump campaign advertisement where you're on camera saying, quote, "I can't imagine that anybody could be doing more." You quickly came out with a statement that noted that that sentence had been taken out of context. You were talking about the whole of government response, not President Trump. And of course, you've never endorsed a presidential candidate in your 5 decades of public service. Should the Trump campaign take this ad down?
I think so, Jake. I think it's really unfortunate and really disappointing that they did that. It's so clear that I'm not a political person, and I have never either directly or indirectly endorsed a political candidate. And to take a completely out of context statement and put it in, which is obviously a political campaign ad, I thought was really very disappointing.
What would you say if I told you I heard that the Trump campaign was actually preparing to do another ad featuring you?
That would be terrible. I mean, that would be outrageous if they do that. In fact, that might actually come back to backfire on them. I hope they don't do that because that would be kind of playing a game that we don't want to play. So I hope they reconsider that. If, in fact, they are indeed considering doing that, I hope that they reconsider and not do that.
And after that clip, Fauci goes on to basically say that Donald Trump holding these rallies, like his rally last night in Sanford, Florida, was deeply irresponsible, and it flouts all of the protocols and all of the lessons he's been trying to impart to the American people. And this is clearly showing the dichotomy, the challenge Trump has with attacking Fauci, because there have been times where Fauci's respect is too hard to ignore, and Trump wants to hitch himself to the Fauci train to say, look, I put this guy in charge, I gave him this power, he's doing a great job, the American people love him, but they should remember that me, Donald Trump, put Fauci in the position to succeed. Again, I don't think that's actually all that true, but Trump will say that. And then he'll attack him when Fauci makes common sense, verifiable points about himself or the coronavirus. And Fauci has been very clear. This is not a partisan issue. But Donald Trump keeps attacking Fauci in a personal sense. And he keeps personally telling people to basically violate the lessons and the policies and the guidelines and the rules that Fauci and his people and his body have put forward. And so I think we're getting to a point, honestly, where Fauci should consider stepping down. I really believe that. Not that Fauci's done anything wrong, but that Donald Trump has made it so hard on a personal and on a professional level for him to fulfill his duties that stepping aside and taking a position might be the right thing to do. And Joe Biden, to his credit, I don't always agree with Biden, but Biden, to his credit, said, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to call Fauci and I'm going to make sure he stays on board if he wants to stay on board to continue fighting this crisis, fighting this illness. And I think that it would be perfectly reasonable for him to step down and then be brought back by Joe Biden. Because right now, I get it. Fauci doesn't feel it's appropriate for him to take a directly partisan position and say Donald Trump is putting this country at risk. You need to pick someone else. He doesn't even have to say Biden. He can just say, don't vote for Trump. And in that sense, I get it. But that means that if he feels it's come to that point, the only option he might have is to resign. And I wouldn't blame him given how Donald Trump has acted. Trump is clearly flailing. He's losing this election, and he's attacking one of the most popular civil servants at a time when he's supposed to be bringing unity. So I think it's good that he keeps making these errors because it hastens his defeat. But in the meantime, we have somebody that could be speaking truth to power, but is unable to. Dr. Fauci, if you resign and do so, I'll support that.